Chapter 2101 The Holy Object. As the three clans entered, the massacre commenced. The Sky-Swallowing clan was left with less than 1/10 of their experts, with no great emperor. They could not resist. Before long, the entire Sky-Swallowing clan was wiped clean. Countless Sky Swallowers were slaughtered. The three clans then began their search for the people that had managed to escape. My Sky-Swallowing clan, no more. Ba Su stood in the void, his face darkening like an angry lion. Jian Wushuang! Jian Wushuang! Ba Su started screaming in a frenzy, his voice so loud that everyone around could feel the anger and hatred coming from it. No need to grieve, clan leader Ba Su. Even though the Sky Swallower's foundation was destroyed today, many of your experts survived. If you are willing to join Three Emperors' world, your clan will certainly prosper again. This revenge, you will have it, if you're willing to do what it takes, the black-robed elder said. Ba Su immediately looked at him. I'm going to kill Jian Wushuang with my own 2 hands, and destroy the ancient god clan. Of course you can. From what I know, an opportunity of a lifetime lies within the Three Emperors' world. If you give me your allegiance, the Demon King will allow you to seek that opportunity. If you work hard enough, you may even learn a bit of the rules of order, becoming a 3rd-stage great emperor like the Demon King. If you make it there, what's killing Jian Wushuang? The elder laughed. 3rd stage? Ba Su's eyes brightened up. During the First Era, there had only been 3 stages among great emperors. Even though there were a lot of great emperors in that era, only a few made it to the 3rd stage, the pinnacle of a great emperor. Ba Su had always wanted to become a 3rd-stage great emperor himself. If I can reach the 3rd stage, so what if I join the Three Emperors' world? Ba Su said directly. Ha ha, this is wonderful news, the elder cheered. To one side, that person from the Holocaust sect overheard this conversation. She covered her sneering well. She knew the elder was not lying to Ba Su. Within the Three Emperors' world lay a land of opportunity to learn a bit of the rules of order. But that opportunity was so slim. After all, the rules of order were not for everyone. During the First Era, there were so many great emperors. Why were there not more than 10 3rd-stage emperors? The rules of order were too hard. With Ba Su's abilities, the chances of him actually learning the rules of order were close to 0, unless he got lucky. The elder knew this too, he just chose not to disclose it. Ah, right. Ba Su's expression changed. Now that my clan has been wiped out and my lair taken over, they will have discovered my clan's holy object. Holy object? The elder looked towards Ba Su. What holy object? It is a treasure left from the first leader of the clan, from the First Era, Ba Su said. Treasure left from the first Sky-Swallowing clan leader? The elder was shaken. Is it that treasure? Yes, Ba Su nodded solemnly. Damn it, that treasure is not like any other. Its usage can be amplified when used in battle by a suitable expert. If the treasure lands in the hands of either the Special Tribe Alliance or the Human Sanctuary Alliance, it will pose a threat to us. Ba Su, why did you not mention this beforehand? From his gaze, one could tell that the treasure was special. Relax, even though now Jian Wushuang has it, no one can really control it. This holy object has been in my hands for so many years have I tried to control it. But it never happened. What more of an outsider? Ba Su replied confidently. Leader Ba Su, this does not mean others are not able to control it. Don't forget Jian Wushuang is gifted beyond our understanding, recognized by basically the entire eternal chaotic world. So what if he's a genius? Ba Su sneered. That treasure is different. In order to use it, one would have to master 9 different skills, then perfectly combine all of them. Only then would the treasure be activated. Those 9 skills are all too complex to understand. When the first leader received that treasure at an ancient battlefield, he took 800,000 years to understand and master all 9 skills. Our clan's first leader was the top few experts of his era, and even he took 800 years. Even if Jian Wushuang is stronger than him, for him to learn all 9 skills would take him at least a couple thousand years, don't you think? Tens of thousands of years, understanding it without break. You think Jian Wushuang has time for that? By the time he has mastered all 9 skills, the Human Sanctuary Alliance and Special Tribes Alliance will have vanished, the eternal chaotic world long in the 3 Emperors' world's hands. Only after hearing this did the elder heave a sigh of relief. He had heard about the capabilities of the First Era's sky-swallowing clan leader. During that time, the number of people that could go against him was not more than 10. If he needed 800,000 years, Jian Wushuang could not do it in any less. The 3 Emperors' world was already gearing up for battle with the eternal chaotic world, and its results would most likely come out within a few millennia. Jian Wushuang could not possibly find the time to master it. 2102 Soul Swallowing Pearl C. Even if Jian Wushuang did manage to find the holy object, they could do nothing more than stare at it, Biesu sneered. The black-robed elder nodded. At this moment, within the sky-swallowing clan, Jian Wushuang, the Black Dragon Emperor, and the God-Eater clan leader had gathered. Ancient Emperor, we have wiped out almost their entire clan. As for the minority that managed to escape, our forces are chasing them down now. King Chen Xing said. That Biesu's got some tenacity. Seeing how we wiped out his clan, he and his experts simply watched. Jian Wushuang mumbled. Jian Wushuang was impressed by Biesu's decisiveness and cruelty. If it had been himself, if someone had slaughtered their way into his hometown, Green Fire World, he would have thrown himself into battle even if it meant certain death. He can hide for all he wants, but the moment he shows his face, the 3 clans will annihilate him. Black Dragon Emperor said. The God-Eater clan leader had the same thought. Amongst the special tribes, the expert blood-sucking sky-swallowing clan had always been a public enemy, but no one dared to act upon it. But that hatred never diminished. With this opportunity of a lifetime, the Black Dragon clan and God-Eater clan left no mercy. At this moment, Ancient Emperor King Xianxia appeared behind Jian Wushuang. What is it? Jian Wushuang asked. Our experts have found a well-hidden dungeon within their lair with a huge seal. The seal is so powerful that even I am unable to break it, King Xianxia said. Oh. Jian Wushuang looked over. Both the Black Dragon Emperor and God-Eater clan leader looked over astonished. King Xianxia had recently ascended as a 9-star ancient god, a true great emperor. A seal even he could not break, under a well-hidden dungeon. This piqued their curiosity. Let's go take a look. Jian Wushuang smiled. Led by King Xianxia, they soon appeared in front of the dungeon. Deep within the dungeon was a strong seal, sealing all aura within the dungeon. An average expert could not sense anything with his soul power. Luckily, with the great Emperor King Xianxia, his strong soul power allowed for the discovery of the dungeon. Is this the seal? Let me try. Black Dragon Emperor charged forward and landed a heavy blow on the seal. This seal started to shake frantically across the dungeon, but after a while it stopped. What? The Black Dragon Emperor was astonished that a second-stage great emperor like her, using her full strength, was unable to break it. Interesting, Jian Wushuang laughed. Such a well-hidden dungeon, with such a strong seal. I wonder what's inside. With a smile, Jian Wushuang made his move. He did not even wave his sword, he simply lifted his finger. But within that finger was such strong divine power and bloodline power, much stronger than the Black Dragon Emperor's blow. Hong! A direct blow to the seal. The seal had already been significantly weakened from King Xianxia's and the Black Dragon Emperor's attacks. Now with Jian Wushuang's blow, the seal could not take much more. Hualala divine power could be felt dissipating as the seal collapsed. Come, let's go in. They followed the smiling Jian Wushuang into the dungeon's interior. As they entered the dungeon, Jian Wushuang immediately felt a strong, unique aura coming from within. This aura, looks like this dungeon is hiding something. Jian Wushuang laughed and quickened his pace. Before long, they reached a plot of ground in the center of the dungeon. Over there, they could feel the source of that aura. In the middle there was a mysterious pearl, its size no bigger than a baby's fist, floating there while its mysterious aura glowed. There were layers of special powers around the black pearl. Jian Wushuang knew what it was. It was soul power. It was pure soul power without impurities. This pearl. Jian Wushuang had his eyes fixed on that black pearl. He could feel the billowing soul power coming from within the pearl. The soul power was too strong. Such enormous soul power. Could this pearl be the legendary holy object, the soul-swallowing pearl? The God-Eater clan leader gasped. The soul-swallowing pearl. Jian Wushuang's gaze shifted towards the leader. Clan leader Quan, you know the history of this pearl. Quan was the name of the God-Eater clan leader. Indeed I do. Quan nodded. The Sky Swallowers did possess a holy object related to soul power, and it came from the first era, from the hands of their first leader. Its name is the soul-swallowing pearl. But such a long time has passed since we last saw any sky-swallowing clan leaders use it, so I always thought it was simply a legend. Looks like I was wrong. A soul power treasure from the first era? King Xianxia, you were from the first era, did you ever hear of it then? Jian Wushuang asked. I've heard of it, but not much, King Xianxia replied. Jian Wushuang frowned and took out Emperor Bai's transmission token. Emperor Bai was one of the strongest experts from the first era. He definitely knew more than King Xianxia. Emperor Bai, have you ever heard of the soul-swallowing pearl during the first era? Jian Wushuang asked directly. The soul-swallowing pearl? The prized possession of the sky-swallowing clan, known as the strongest soul power treasure around then. Emperor Bai began his story. Chapter 2103, The strongest soul treasure. This soul-swallowing pearl is not only good for soul attacks, but for defenses as well. The first sky-swallowing clan leader would not have been able to climb to the top 10 amongst other third-stage great emperors back in the first era if not for this treasure. His soul attack was a great threat to us then. This treasure was indeed known as the strongest soul treasure of the first era, which made many experts red with envy, Emperor Bai said. Jian Wushuang was taken aback when he heard this. The strongest soul treasure of the first era? The first leader of the sky-swallowing clan had used this treasure alone to make it to the top 10 third-stage great emperors? This pearl was so strong? Why do you ask this, Wushuang? Emperor Bai asked. I brought the other 3 top clans to destroy the sky-swallowing clan, and found a mysterious pearl deep within their lair. This, then, should be the soul-swallowing pearl you speak of, Jian Wushuang replied. The pearl, you found it. Emperor Bai was astonished. Jian Wushuang, try it out, see if you can cultivate this treasure. Let me try, it will not be easy though, Jian Wushuang replied. He knew, if the pearl was so easily controlled, it would not have been left there. Ba Su or some other expert would have long ago cultivated and utilized it. Soon, he broke transmission with Emperor Bai. At Thunderbolt, Emperor Bai and ancestor Qianchen were conversing. The Sword Emperor, he found the soul-swallowing pearl. Ancestor Qianchen's eyes were glimmering. As part of the Sanctuary Alliance's top ranks, ancestor Qianchen knew quite a bit about it. That is correct, Emperor Bai nodded. Excellent. The pearl is the strongest soul treasure of the first era. If a great emperor expert fluent with soul attack had possession of it, he could utilize the treasure well, and perhaps with it we can reverse the situation to be in our favor. Ancestor Qianchen said. The soul attack was known for its bizarreness. It had another power. It ignored quantity. To an expert of soul attacks, no matter the number of enemies, as long as their soul level was not on par, one ruthless soul attack would sweep over and destroy troves of experts. For example, if over 100 Almighties were to team up, even a normal great emperor would try to avoid that fight. But a great emperor fluent in soul attacks, with one sweep half of those Almighties would fall. That was the terrifying feature of the soul attack. But within the eternal chaotic world, experts who knew the soul attack were close to none. There were only a handful of Almighties, and not a single great emperor. The Abysmal Saint Master and Great Emperor Colored Glaze could perform soul attacks, but they were only useful in one-on-one combat. With the appearance of this pearl, if an expert from the Sanctuary Alliance fluent in soul attacks possessed it, even if he was not of Great Emperor level, the treasure would help him take his soul attacks to that level. A great emperor who knew how to perform soul attacks would prove useful on the next battlefield. It is a good treasure, but as far as I know, mastering that pearl is not an easy feat. The first leader of the Sky-Swallowing clan was a genius, but even he took 800,000 years. Our Sanctuary Alliance is about to go into battle with the 3 Emperors world, Who will have that amount of time to cultivate? Jian Wushuang would know. Emperor by side. Jian Wushuang is the genius of our eternal chaotic world. If even he cannot cultivate the pearl in time, no one else could. Ancestor Tian Chen nodded subtly. The treasure was good, but if one did not know how to master it, the pearl was no more than a pretty toy. No one from the Sky Swallowing clan had utilized the pearl since their first leader had died. They could only place it in the dungeon till Jian Wushuang discovered it. Within the Sky Swallowing clan's dungeon, Jian Wushuang looked at it bizarrely, that floating pearl in front of him. Deep within, he knew he desired it. With such a powerful treasure by his side, it would benefit him and the entire eternal chaotic world. Black Dragon Emperor, Leader and Quan, excuse me if you would, I want to try cultivating it, Jian Wushuang said. Both leaders nodded. They knew cultivating the soul-swallowing pearl was no easy feat, at least it was impossible for him. But with Jian Wushuang, there was a slim chance he could. Both leaders left. Jian Wushuang then looked at King Chen Xing and King Zhonkang. King Chen Xing, follow the other leaders, and think of a way to find the other Sky Swallowers, along with B.A. Su and those experts from Archilon Palace, Holocaust sect. King Zhonkang, stand guard outside the dungeon. I don't wish for anyone to disturb me while I try cultivating it. Understood, they answered unanimously and left. Only Jian Wushuang had remained within the entire dungeon. He walked towards the pearl, and sat with his legs crossed. The pearl was hidden there, but left uncultivated by any expert from the Sky Swallowing clan. Obviously no one from their clan could do it, but could I? Here goes nothing. With a tinge of expectation, Jian Wushuang closed his eyes as a strong soul power went straight for the soul-swallowing pearl. As the soul power had fully encompassed the pearl, a resonance could be immediately felt between them. Jian Wushuang finally understood why it was so hard to cultivate the pearl. Chapter 21049 Skills 9 Skills. Within this soul-swallowing pearl, there are 9 skills I need to master. Only then will I be able to fully activate it, and therefore utilize it, Jian Wushuang said. He started researching the 9 skills. Without a doubt, all 9 skills were exceedingly profound. The first skill alone would take a normal cultivator at least tens of thousands of years to master. These 9 skills got tougher one after another. These 9 skills are profound, but not too hard for me, Jian Wushuang mumbled as he began researching the first skill. A fortnight passed. Within the dungeon, Jian Wushuang, with his legs crossed, suddenly opened his eyes. A strong light emerged from his pupils. The first skill, done. Jian Wushuang was elated. He had not expected it to be so easy, mastering the first skill. 2 weeks was all it took. VAR AXID 6327 document element by exercise 6327 SSP 6327-math floor date now. Windowed at pubic stag windowed pubic stag windowed pubic stag. If it were a normal cultivator, it would have been impossible. But at the same moment, Jian Wushuang felt something amiss about it. How could this have happened? The 9 skills were so profound. Why did it feel so easy when I cultivated it? I felt like a fish in water. Not just the 9 skills of the soul-swallowing pearl, it was the same for the other skills, like the sword principle Shen Luo. That was equally profound, but I learnt it just the same. Jian Wushuang frowned. He felt that his own rate of realization was too fast for comfort. Regardless of secret skills or opportunities, if he had to realize it himself, it would always be way faster than an average cultivator. Perhaps it was due to his own talent, but certainly not this level of outrageousness. What reason could it be? Jian Wushuang mumbled to himself. As he delved into thought, he came up with 2 possible reasons. First possibility was inverse cultivation. The inverse cultivation defied nature in every way. Perhaps as he trained inverse cultivation his body changed too, achieving certain breakthroughs in realization. This possibility could be easily verified. He simply needed to ask Emperor Bai if he too had understood secret skills with such ease. If that were the case, inverse cultivation would be the reason, and vice versa. The second possibility was a secret skill Jian Wushuang had learned a long time ago. The Universal Tao Scripture. Jian Wushuang looked serious. The Universal Tao Scripture was passed on to him when he had been Xianyi's disciple. Jian Wushuang always felt that secret skill had something unique to it, but he never understood what it was used for. Xianxia then had told him he would learn to understand on his own. As time passed, Jian Wushuang realized the universal Tao scripture improved his consciousness significantly. His master Xianxia confirmed it, and passed him the second scripture. Both he and the king of venomous worms leeching off of him thought that the second scripture helped him improve soul power. Or at least, that was what he thought. Now, not so much. Although his soul strength has indeed improved tremendously since he had mastered the second scripture, he realized the scripture was more complicated than he had thought. He could tell. Perhaps the reason he had mastered so many secret skills with such ease was due to this scripture. Unfortunately, he couldn't verify this for now. The only way to verify his doubts were to either reach a higher level of understanding and ability, or to directly ask his master Xianxia himself. For now, he could only guess. Regardless of the reason, this is a great advantage for me. Jian Wushuang smiled and continued to research the second skill of the soul-swallowing pearl. Time gradually passed. Outside the dungeon within the old sky-swallowing clan lair, King Xianxia guarded the place, as still as a statue. Xiao! A shadow appeared in front of King Xianxia. It was an elegant woman in black, her beauty unrivaled. It was the Black Dragon Emperor, leader of the Black Dragon clan. King Xianxia, has the ancient emperor exited the dungeon? The Black Dragon Emperor asked. Not yet, I think it will take more time. What do you need? King Xianxia asked. Nothing much, I just want to discuss some issues with him regarding the Special Tribes Alliance. Since he's not out yet, let it be. The Black Dragon Emperor looked into the dungeon and smiled. King Xianxia, when he comes out, make sure you let me know. Understood. King Xianxia nodded. As the Black Dragon Emperor left, King Xianxia could not help but scratch his head. Interesting, the ancient emperor has only been in the dungeon for 3 years, yet she has visited thrice. Every time she says she has business to discuss, but it doesn't seem like the case. Besides being a 9-star ancient god and one of the leaders of the ancient god clan, King Xianxia was a family man himself. He could feel something was amiss with the Black Dragon Emperor. It did not seem like she treated him simply as alliance chief, or her savior. Shaking his head, King Xianxia threw that thought aside and continued his guard. At a remote place within the sky-swallowing sanctuary, the remaining experts of the sky-swallowing clan gathered. Within a cave residence, B.A. Su, the eerie elder from the Archeolon Palace, and the same crimson-cloaked representative from the Holocaust sect, gathered. According to Archeolon Palace intelligence, Jian Wushuang has indeed discovered the holy object, and has remained within the dungeon these past 3 years. Obviously, he is trying to cultivate it, the eerie elder said. Chapter 2105 Cultivation. Want to cultivate our holy object? Dream on. B.A. Su sneered. That holy object has been in our possession for so many years, yet I have only managed to realize the 4th skill after all this time. Even I myself am so far away from completing all 9 skills, how is Jian Wushuang going to catch up? Let him cultivate if he wishes. The battle will break out within this millennium anyway, let him waste his time on that treasure, the eerie elder sneered along. A millennium? Ha, I'm afraid he won't even reach the 1st skill, B.A. Su laughed. They were in no rush. In their eyes, Jian Wushuang could never fully master it within 1,000 years. No way. Even B.A. Su thought that Jian Wushuang would need at least 1,000 years to master the 1st skill. But in reality, Jian Wushuang had only used 2 weeks. Naturally, B.A. Su did not know that at that time. Time passed. Within the Special Tribes domain, many special tribes had already learnt about the Sky-Swallowing clan colluding with the Archeolon Palace, and its attempts to erase the Black Dragon clan. While shocked, the clans began to hate the Archeolon Palace and 3 emperors world even more, and saw working together with the Sanctuary Alliance as a definite must, and made the necessary preparations. Within a short span of time, almost all the experts from various clans had finished their preparations. Now they had to wait for Jian Wushuang to surface. By this time, Jian Wushuang had been in the dungeon for 18 years. 18 years to a normal cultivator was nothing more than a blink of an eye. For Jian Wushuang, these 18 years had been fully dedicated to the realization of the soul-swallowing pearl's 9 skills. He had mastered his first, then his second, then his third. All without resistance. The skills were supposed to be increasingly hard to master, but Jian Wushuang had found the opposite. The 9 skills were all similar, combined to form a complete secret skill. Therefore, after Jian Wushuang had realized the first few, mastering the rest had been no big deal. After 18 years, Jian Wushuang had finally mastered all 9 skills. And with that, a complete activation skill. Now for the cultivation. With a tinge of excitement, he began to cultivate the soul-swallowing pearl. With the complete activation skills by his side, the cultivation was single. Within moments, the pearl, surrounded by boundless aura, gradually floated towards Jian Wushuang and entered his body. As the pearl was being completely cultivated, Hong Long Long, a boundless soul power, instantly rose from the pearl and landed straight in his substantive soul. The soul power that rose was powerful beyond Jian Wushuang's imagination. The soul power, so pure. As he absorbed it, Jian Wushuang could feel his soul power increasing at terrifying speeds. This. Jian Wushuang was completely shocked. The speed was simply too astonishing. The last time his soul power had increased by so much was when he had made it through the 7th step of inverse cultivation onto the 2nd stage, but there was still a long way to go to reach pinnacle Emperor God levels. His soul power levels were a weakness in his opinion, in comparison to his overall fighting power. Thankfully, his soul was strong enough to defend against average soul attacks, with the help of defensive treasures like the 5-gem armor. But now, as the billowing soul power from the soul-swallowing pearl was being absorbed, his substantive soul increased exponentially, reaching pinnacle Emperor God levels in moments, and it did not stop there. Before long, his substantive soul accumulated to a certain level, and started reaching great Emperor levels. There was little resistance, as his soul then started to change substantively, finally reaching average great Emperor levels. Yet, it did not stop there. His soul power continued to increase. The size of his substantive soul was also increasing exponentially. After a while, not until the pure soul power from the pearl had been fully cultivated and absorbed into his substantive soul, the soul quietened down. Jian Wushuang remained seated, but he could feel the change in his substantive soul. He could feel that strong soul power. This soul power. Pinnacle 1st stage Great Emperor levels. Jian Wushuang clenched his fist, eyes glimmering with joy, causing waves in his heart. From a normal Emperor God, he had jumped to 1st stage Great Emperor levels in moments. In such a short period of time, his soul had grown so much stronger. Incredible. This pearl. Unbelievable, Jian Wushuang muttered. As he cultivated the soul-swallowing pearl, he understood where its pure soul power came from. It had been accumulated by the pearl across a long period of time. A powerful treasure without an owner for an extended period of time could see its power diminished. Others continued to absorb power from its surroundings even without an owner, to ensure it did not diminish in strength, but instead increased it. The pearl belonged to the latter category. It had collected tremendous amounts of power across the long period of time without an owner, and had converted the power into pure soul power. The accumulation of pure soul power was astonishing. After recognizing Jian Wushuang as its owner, the soul power the pearl had accumulated for years was passed directly to him. This allowed his soul to strengthen at such amazing speeds. 2106 Soul Attack. My soul has always been weak. It was one of my weaknesses. Now, the power of my soul is equivalent to a top-tier Stage 1 Great Emperor. With the help of 5-gem armor and soul-swallowing pearl in defense, no one can harm my soul in this eternal chaotic world. Jian Wushuang was absolutely confident of this. It is not just pure defense, even my soul attack. How strong will my soul attack be with my current soul power and the help of soul-swallowing pearl? Let's find someone and test it out. Jian Wushuang was excited. King Chen Xing, please make your way to the underground palace. Jian Wushuang transmitted a message to King Chen Xing. Upon receiving the message, King Chen Xing rushed to the underground palace. The guards outside received word from Jian Wushuang that King Chen Xing was entering, so they let him through without any problems. Emperor. King Chen Xing stood respectfully in front of Jian Wushuang. He noticed that the soul-swallowing pearl disappeared from the place it was originally at. The soul-swallowing pearl. King Xianxia was shocked. I have successfully refined it. Jian Wushuang smiled. Congratulations, ancient god emperor. King Xianxia cheered. He had heard of how powerful the soul-swallowing pearl was. Now that Jian Wushuang had control over it, his fighting power. VAR AXID 6327 document, element IXI 6327, SSP 6327-math floor date now. Windowed at pubic stag windowed pubic stag windowed pubic stag. I refined the pearl not too long ago. The power of my soul has risen a lot and I want to try out the power of the soul-swallowing pearl, Jian Wushuang said. Is that the case? King Xianxia nodded his head as he understood the reason Jian Wushuang had summoned him over. Prepare yourself, I'm going to use the soul attack, Jian Wushuang continued. King Xianxia took a deep breath as he prepared layers of defense on his soul. He dared not be complacent and was well prepared for the attack. Jian Wushuang activated the pearl without hesitation as a soul attack gushed out. The power of this soul attack rose tenfold under the influence of the pearl. Yes, tenfold. Jian Wushuang's soul attack should be at the level of a stage 1 great emperor in theory, as he himself had soul power at that stage. In reality, the soul attack he had just cast was far more powerful, as it could even harm a stage 2 great emperor. Without surprise, the soul attack rammed through the defense King Xianxia had set up as it smashed onto his soul. King Xianxia shuddered and moaned. His face turned pale. How do you feel? Jian Wushuang looked at King Xianxia and asked immediately. Very, very powerful. I can guarantee that no one whose soul power has yet to reach the level of a great emperor can successfully defend against that attack. Even I needed a great amount of effort and preparation to deal with it. If you cast this attack with the element of surprise, I would not be able to fend it off. Even though I would not be severely injured, there would be a brief period of emptiness in my consciousness, King Xianxia said seriously. Oh. Jian Wushuang's face lit up. An expert soul would have to take a heavy hit in order to create a brief period of blankness in his conscious. King Xianxia was a stage 2 great emperor. Even when he was well prepared, the soul attack still created this brief period of blankness. This proved how powerful the soul attack was. Without a doubt, if Jian Wushuang cast soul attack with the help of the soul-swallowing pearl, his soul attack could even threaten a stage 2 great emperor. Another point to note was that he had cast this soul attack without any soul attack secret skills. To maximize the power of a soul attack, one needed to cast the soul attack together with a soul attack secret skill. Without using a secret skill, his soul attack could already threaten a stage 2 great emperor. What if it was combined with a soul attack secret skill? I used to master soul attack secret skills such as the 5 Beast Soul Manipulation Knack, the secret skill of Qian Yuan and 18 Azura Hell. However, all 3 of these secret skills are of very low level. Even the creator of the most powerful secret skill of Qian Yuan was at the level of Sir God, Jian Wushuang thought to himself. His current opponents were all at the level of Great Emperor. How could he use a secret skill at the Sir God level when his soul power was at the level of a Great Emperor and he possessed the soul-swallowing pearl? Looks like I have to find a way to get my hands on a strong soul attack secret skill. I shall ask Emperor by when I return to the human territory, Jian Wushuang planned. Jian Wushuang stood up after a deep breath. Let's leave, King Xianxia. Jian Wushuang commanded. Roger that. King Xianxia nodded his head as he followed Jian Wushuang out of the palace. King Zhonkang, who was guarding the palace, bowed to his emperor. King Zhonkang, lay out seals around this palace. From today onwards, send experts to guard this place. Tell your men that no one shall enter this palace. Violators will be executed. Jian Wushuang ordered. Yes. King Zhonkang nodded his head. King Xianxia looked confused. Ancient God Emperor, you have already successfully refined the soul-swallowing pearl. This underground palace is now useless. Why are you still defending it so heavily? Jian Wushuang smiled. The process to refine the pearl is very complicated. No ordinary cultivators can refine it in such a short amount of time. I managed to refine it due to special reasons. No one else but the 2 of us knows of this. What will the Sky-Swallowing Clan and Akron Palace think? Ancient God Emperor, you mean? King Xianxia understood what his emperor was trying to do. The power of the soul-swallowing pearl was extraordinary. It could turn the tide of battle in the war between the three emperors' world and the eternal chaotic world if used well. If the experts from the three emperors' world knew that Jian Wushuang had successfully refined this treasure, they would definitely take precautions. In order for this treasure to have its intended effect, the element of surprise was crucial. But now, Chapter 2107 Interest in Jian Wushuang. Jian Wushuang purposely repaired the seals around the palace and sent experts to protect the area. He also placed an order to kill anyone who tried to break into the palace. This was to create the illusion that the soul-swallowing pearl was still within the palace in order to bluff Akron Palace. This would misdirect them into thinking that Jian Wushuang could not refine the pearl even after trying for a period of time. King Zhong Kang set out to execute his orders. Jian Wushuang walked out of the palace. Ancient God Emperor. The Black Dragon Emperor called out as she flew toward him. Black Dragon Emperor. Jian Wushuang smiled. Ancient God Emperor, you finally left the palace. What was the result? The Black Dragon Emperor asked. It is not easy to refine the soul-swallowing pearl. Jian Wushuang said casually. I see. If the Ancient God Emperor cannot refine it, I think the hopes for the rest of us will be even slimmer. The Black Dragon Emperor was not surprised by the results. Jian Wushuang simply smiled before asking, Black Dragon Emperor, is there anything of concern? I want to speak to you about some things concerning the alliance. The Black Dragon Emperor said before looking at King Xianxia. King Xianxia took the hint and left. Jian Wushuang raised his eyebrows, but continued with the conversation. Before long, the Black Dragon Emperor left. Jian Wushuang stood there, confused. What is going on with the Black Dragon Emperor? Jian Wushuang was indeed surprised. The Black Dragon Emperor asked him about some tedious things to do with the alliance. Most of those things could be easily settled by any deputy leader, but she had chosen to find him. During the conversation, she asked some questions in a casual manner. However, some of those questions were personal. She asked whether he had a wife or children. Ancient God Emperor. King Xianxia returned to Jian Wushuang. King Xianxia, did you find there to be something off about Black Dragon Emperor? Jian Wushuang asked. Something off? Of course I can feel there is something off with the Black Dragon Emperor. She came to visit you at least 10 times while you were refining the soul-swallowing pearl. During that period of time, she would find me or King Jiu Tong to ask things about you. If I'm not wrong, she is interested in you. King Xianxia smiled. Interested in me? Jian Wushuang was surprised. It was awkward. He hadn't had much interaction with the Black Dragon Emperor before. He simply saved her clan during a time of crisis and she had developed feelings for him. This couldn't be the case, right? Jian Wushuang shook his head and stopped thinking about it. During the 18 years Jian Wushuang had been in the underground palace trying to refine the soul-swallowing pearl, the respective clans had finished their preparations. Wormholes leading to the human territory were already set up and all they were waiting for was Jian Wushuang. When Jian Wushuang left the underground palace, he hosted a meeting with the respective leaders of the various clans. He was the alliance leader, so he sat right at the front of the table. The people sitting beside him were leaders from Ancient God Clan, Black Water Dragon Clan and the God Eater Clan. It's my pleasure meeting you, Sir Lei Yuan and leader Qing Xiu. Jian Wushuang smiled at the two men from the 3 top-tier clans. One of the men was burly. He was covered in animal furs and his defined muscles could be seen clearly. The power of thunder was felt around his muscles and he radiated a violent aura. This man was called Lei Yuan. He came from the Thunder Ape clan. This clan was a strong clan. However, the clan was destroyed a long time ago by the Sky Swallowing clan as both clans were on bad terms. Lei Yuan was one of the many lucky members of the Thunder Ape clan who had escaped when their clan was being attacked by the Sky Swallowing clan. Back then, Lei Yuan had just been a Sir God. After all this times and cultivation he had managed to reach the realm of Great Emperor. He had been active within the Sky Swallowing clan in recent years and tried to cause problems for the Sky Swallowing clan. However, his efforts were in vain. Now that the Sky Swallowing clan was finally destroyed, he had decided to reveal his true identity. The other elegant man, Qing Xiu, was dressed in green. He was the leader of the Green Leopard clan. He had reached the peak of Emperor God many years ago. He had handed over the matters within his clan to others and secluded himself from the rest of the world to cultivate. He had not been present during the coronation ceremony of the new ancient god emperor. Now, he had reappeared as a great emperor. This time, we shall ally with the Sanctuary Alliance and battle the three emperors' world. I hope both of you can step in and help when the time comes. Jian Wushuang looked at them and said, "No worries, ancient god emperor. Even though my clan has been destroyed, I am still part of this territory and a member of the Special Tribes Alliance. Furthermore, you saw through the evil plan of the Sky-Swallowing clan and destroyed them at once. You've avenged my clan for me. I will remember this favor and put in my all for the battles ahead." Lei Yuan said, "The Green Leopard clan is part of the Special Tribes Alliance. We will definitely do our best in the battle," Xianxia said. Jian Wushuang smiled upon hearing this. Qing Yuan and Lei Xiu were the only two great emperors within the Special Tribes Alliance outside of the three top-tier clans. Adding both of them to the total, there were now 8 great emperors in the Special Tribes Alliance. Black Dragon Emperor, leader of God Eater clan, and 3 great emperors from the Ancient God clan. As for Jian Wushuang, he was both a human and the emperor of Ancient God clan. He was not counted. I trust that everyone is well prepared given the amount of time we have. I now request all of you to bring your clans through the respective wormholes into human territory and gather the experts from the Sanctuary Alliance." Jian Wushuang said gloriously. "Roger." The respective leaders roared in reply. The experts from the various clans started making their moves. Chapter 2108 Confirmation within the Sky-Swallowing Sanctuary, in a secluded territory. Jian Wushuang has already left the underground palace and ordered the experts to go to the human territory. The elderly man said coldly. "What about the palace?" Ba Su asked. According to the intel that Akron Palace received, Jian Wushuang has arranged for several experts to guard the palace and given the order that none shall attempt to enter. The elder man said. "Humph. As expected, it is impossible for him to refine that sacred weapon. He is not dumb, so he gave up after trying for 18 years. If he can't refine that weapon, he won't be able to bring it out of the palace. All he can do is leave the weapon there and protect it." Ba Su smiled. That seemed to be the case. The elder man nodded his head. They did not suspect anything at all. After all, the weapon was the soul-swallowing pearl. Who could refine it within 18 years? What they did not know was that they had fallen right into the trap Jian Wushuang set. This is probably the best news we can have after the disastrous incident. The sacred weapon is not refined by Jian Wushuang. However, the alliance between the Sanctuary Alliance and the Special Tribes Alliance is not good news for the three-emperor world. The elder man said grimly. Their main goal was to control the Special Tribes Alliance secretly through the Sky-Swallowing clan. If this did not work, they would secretly attack the few top-tier clans and wipe them out. The Special Tribes Alliance would be shaken to the core. Everyone then would be secure and uniting would be difficult. It's a pity that this double-layered plan had failed. The conditions in the Special Tribes territory were very stable and not much could be done. Human territory, Thunderbolt Island. The first thing Jian Wushuang did when he returned to Thunderbolt Island was look for Emperor Bai and ancestor Qian Chen. Emperor Bai, the experts among the Special Tribes Alliance have now reached the human territory. Jian Wushuang said. "I know. I have made arrangements for their accommodation." Jian Wushuang, you did well. Emperor Bai looked approvingly at Jian Wushuang. Jian Wushuang had not only resolved the crisis within the Special Tribes, but he had also become the leader of Special Tribes Alliance. Jian Wushuang, who was both a human and the ancient god emperor, could ensure the peaceful cooperation between the Sanctuary Alliance and the Special Tribes Alliance. During the time I was gone, how was Sanctuary Alliance? Have all the spies from Vientiane Tower been caught? Jian Wushuang asked. We have found most of them. The remaining few will not pose any threat to us. Ancestor Qian Chen smiled. There should be spies from the Akron Palace within the Special Tribes Alliance. It will be far too difficult to catch them all. Jian Wushuang continued. It does not matter. These small fries will have a minimal effect in this war. Emperor Bai smiled. Jian Wushuang nodded his head. That's true. It would be truly dangerous for the eternal chaotic world if the situation were like this. Emperor Zishu and Vientiane Tower were not found and destroyed, and the spies from the Akron Palace went to infiltrate the special tribes under the cover of the Sky Swallowing clan. Now that the majority of the spies had been caught, the remaining pawns would be far too weak to affect the eternal chaotic world. Emperor Bai. Ancestor Tian Chen. I have an update. I have managed to refine the soul-swallowing pearl. What? Emperor Bai and Ancestor Tian Chen were in awe. Emperor Bai looked over and exclaimed, 18 years. You only took 18 years to refine the soul-swallowing pearl? Are you kidding me? Even Emperor Bai was astonished by that feat. He clearly knew how difficult it was to refine the soul-swallowing pearl. It would be amazing even if someone could manage to refine the pearl within 118,000 years, much less 18 years. The first leader of the Sky Swallowing clan was a genius, but it had taken him 800,000 years to refine the same pearl. I really did successfully refine it. Look. Jian Wushuang said as a pearl that radiated tremendous soul power appeared from within Jian Wushuang. This aura. I fought with the leader of the Sky Swallowing clan once. This is indeed the soul-swallowing pearl. How did you refine it within such a short amount of time? Emperor Bai asked as he stared at the pearl. I have no idea. I felt that the process of refining the pearl was easy. There are 9 spells within the soul-swallowing pearl. One must master all of them before they can use the pearl. I managed to learn these 9 spells easily. Emperor Bai, you too are an inverse cultivator. Does it feel easy to try and perceive and learn new things? Jian Wushuang continued. Very easily? Jian Wushuang, you must be kidding me. Emperor Bai narrowed his eyes and looked at him weirdly. Even though I have a good perception, it still takes time for me to grasp certain things such as rules or order. In the first era, I was totally clueless about rules or order, hence I was not one of the strongest back then. I only managed to grasp a little of rules of order during the second era over a very long time, with the help of many opportunities. If it was easy for me to perceive concepts, why would I take so long to grasp a little of rules or order? Ancestor Tian Chen too looked over at Jian Wushuang curiously. Jian Wushuang smiled sheepishly and fell quiet. He got confirmation that the reason he could learn any secret skills or grasp concepts far faster than most people could imagine had nothing to do with him being an inverse cultivator. That left Jian Wushuang with the other possibility. Universal Tao Scripture. Even though I have no idea why I have such a good perception, the soul-swallowing pearl is indeed refined, which has helped boost my soul power tremendously to the level of a top-tier Stage 1 Great Emperor. If I make use of it to cast a soul attack, I can even threaten a Stage 2 Great Emperor. All that I am missing is a powerful soul attack secret skill. Jian Wushuang said. Chapter 2109 Emperor God Zhuxian Soul Attack Secret Skill. Emperor Bai and Ancestor Tian Chen looked at each other helplessly. Among the great emperors within the Sanctuary Alliance, no one excels in soul attacks. There are such secret skills within the library inside the Alliance, but their level is too low for you. Emperor Bai frowned. That's right. A great emperor who excels in soul attacks, especially you who can use the soul-swallowing pearl, is very valuable in the battle against the 3 emperors world. However, the Sanctuary Alliance is lacking in soul attack secret skills of the top-tier level. Ancestor Tian Chen nodded his head in agreement. Sanctuary Alliance had many powerful secret skills, many of which originated from the First Era or even the ancient past. However, their soul attack secret skills. First of all, a soul attack secret skill was extremely rare and much more valuable compared to a normal secret skill, much less a top-tier soul attack secret skill. Even though the soul attack secret skills within the Alliance could elevate his soul attack to a high level, it would still be far from the maximum possible power level. They hoped that Jian Wushuang could use his soul attack to create a big advantage in the upcoming battle. I might know of one set of secret skills that can perfectly bring out your soul power to create collateral damage among the experts from the 3 Emperor world, Ancestor Tian Chen said suddenly. Jian Wushuang and Emperor Bai both looked over. Emperor God Zhuxian. Ancestor Tian Chen said. Him. Yes, The soul attack secret skill he has is very powerful. Emperor Bai nodded his head in agreement. Who is this Emperor God Zhuxian? Jian Wushuang asked curiously. He had not heard of this expert before. Sword Emperor, as you know, the eternal chaotic world is facing grave danger. Hence, many experts who were unheard of previously emerged from hiding. Emperor God Zhuxian is one such expert. He is ranked highly on the Emperor God Heaven and Earth Supreme ranking list. Ancestor Qian Chen smiled. Oh, it has been a long time since I last looked at this list. Jian Wushuang laughed. Indeed. You probably don't even know your own ranking on the ranking list. Ancestor Qian Chen teased. That is true. What is my ranking? Jian Wushuang asked. Second to only Emperor Bai. Abysmal Saint Master is third, Red Dragon King is fourth, and I am ranked fifth. Ancestor Qian Chen smiled. Jian Wushuang raised his eyebrows. He was not surprised that he was ranked second. Within the Sanctuary Alliance, only Emperor Bai could beat him in a battle. He was surprised at the ranking of the Abysmal Saint Master. Abysmal Saint Master was a top-tier Stage 1 Great Emperor. He was still far from a Stage 2 Great Emperor, unlike the Red Dragon King who was a legit Stage 2 Great Emperor. However, now, the Abysmal Saint Master was ranked higher than the Red Dragon King. Seeing Jian Wushuang's confusion, Ancestor Qian Chen continued to explain. Abysmal Saint Master was already very powerful. He had been cultivating a secret skill from the ancient past for the longest of time and was at a bottleneck for a very long time without improving. When he came back from the Three Emperor world, he had some inspiration and managed to break through soon after you left for the special tribes. Once there was a breakthrough in that secret skill, his power level skyrocketed and he became a Stage 2 Great Emperor. After the breakthrough, the Abysmal Saint Master went to look for the Red Dragon King and they had a skirmish. The result was that the Abysmal Saint Master won by a small margin. After that skirmish, the ranking changed. Is that the case? Jian Wushuang nodded his head and felt happy for the Abysmal Saint Master. They had had some resentment before. Now that they had made peace with each other, they had a pretty good relationship. Sword Emperor, you know his character. He does not like being inferior to others, that's why he went to challenge the Red Dragon King. I think he will come and challenge you next. Ancestor Qian Chen said. Ha ha, let him come then. Jian Wushuang laughed as he did not mind it at all. We are getting off topic. Let's continue talking about this Emperor God Zhuxian. His strength and understanding of Tao is not top tier among the Emperor Gods. However, just because of the terrifying soul attack secret skill he has, he can threaten even a top tier Emperor God. Ancestor Qian Chen continued. During the battle that made him well known, he fought two top tier Emperor Gods. However, once his soul attack was cast, the two Emperor Gods experienced a short blank in their consciousness. Even though they were well prepared, they still suffered under the effect of the soul attack. Furthermore, according to the intel the Sanctuary Alliance gathered, the soul power of this Emperor God Zhuxian have yet to reach the level of a top-tier Emperor God. Oh. Jian Wushuang was interested. An Emperor God whose soul power who had yet to reach the level of a top-tier Emperor God could affect two such experts with a soul attack, even when the two were well prepared. The soul attack that this Emperor God had must be. The Intel Department went to dig deeper into his history and found out this. He does not have any soul attack treasures. He obtained a soul attack secret skill which originated from the ancient past within the ancient battlefield which surrounded the Green Fire world. The soul attack secret skill was incredibly powerful. Not only in the aspect of a single target soul attack, it could cause collateral damage as well. He cast the soul attack against a group of 20 Almighties, in which there were a few Emperor Gods. Once his soul attack was cast, 5 Sir Gods died immediately while the remaining Almighty, including the Emperor Gods, experienced a blank in their consciousness. Hence, we can confirm that the soul attack secret skill he has can target groups of people. Ancestor Qian Chen explained. After hearing Ancestor Qian Chen's explanation, Jian Wushuang had a better idea of the soul attack secret skill. The secret skill could target multiple people and had incredible power. This soul attack secret skill was very suitable for Jian Wushuang. Chapter 21:10 Conditions. Since we know that this soul attack secret skill is useful to Jian Wushuang, let's ask the Emperor God to give us this secret skill. There might be some problems with this, Ancestor Xianxia said. How so? Emperor Bai looked over and asked. From what I know, Emperor God Xian is a very selfish person. It took a lot of effort to get that soul attack secret skill, and it is one of his strongest moves. He won't be willing to give it away for free. Ancestor Xianxia smiled. Dumbass. The eternal chaotic world might cease to exist. He still cares about his secret skills? Emperor Bai's face turned dark. Now that the eternal chaotic world was under threat, experts were sharing their most powerful secret skills and techniques selflessly. Just like the lineage of Star, Jian Wushuang shared the secret skills of Star Palace, which was crazily sought after by everyone participating in the battle. This was not suggested by Emperor Bai. It was initiated by Jian Wushuang and the experts from the lineage of Star. They knew that the secret skills of Star Palace could raise the fighting power of the experts within eternal chaotic world. This gave them a high chance of winning the war. This was a selfless act of commitment by the lineage of Star for the upcoming war. After all, it was no longer a peaceful era like before. Before the eternal chaotic world faced danger, the secret skills of Star Palace was unique to the lineage of Star. Now, they would do anything and everything to increase their chances of winning. If the eternal chaotic world lost the war, every sect and clan would be destroyed, many experts would die. What was the point of selfishly hiding one's secret skill if that happened? Everyone understood this. But this Emperor God Xian, we have yet to ask him whether he will share the secret skill. Let us not judge the situation. I shall go to him personally and ask for it. Where is he now? Jian Wushuang asked. He is within the Red Dragon Sanctuary. You need not go down personally, just ask Red Dragon King to pass on the message, Ancestor Xianxia said. All right. Jian Wushuang nodded his head. Within one of the 10 sanctuaries, the Red Dragon Sanctuary. Within this sanctuary, Red Dragon King was the leader. In this territory, there was a large island where Emperor God Xian stayed. On the island, there were many servants. There were even 2 Sir Gods there who took orders from Emperor God Xian. Whoosh! A figure appeared on the island. It was the Red Dragon King. Humph! This Emperor God Xian is really relaxed. The Red Dragon King looked down and felt the presence of the Emperor God Xian. Emperor God Xian sat in the middle of a palace. He was admiring the dance of several beautiful ladies. There were many servants serving him. A powerful aura was felt as it isolated the space-time within the island. The Red Dragon King teleported in front of Emperor God Xian in the middle of the palace. When he appeared, everyone apart from Emperor God Xian fainted. Red Dragon King? Emperor God Xian was shocked. He stood up and greeted. Greetings, Red Dragon Emperor. I am Xian. The Red Dragon King looked at Emperor God Xian. Without a word, he took out a token and broke it. When the token broke, a hazy figure appeared in the middle of the palace. This figure was a consciousness incarnation of Jian Wushuang. Emperor God Xian. Jian Wushuang looked down on Emperor God Xian indifferently. This is. Greeting, Sword Emperor. I am Xian. Emperor God Xian said when looked up and recognized the figure. Emperor God Xian became even more respectful. He was perturbed. The 2 men who appeared in front of him were one of the strongest men in the eternal chaotic world. One of them was ranked 2nd on the Heaven and Earth Supreme ranking list, while the other was ranked 3rd. 2 of these superpowers had appeared in front of him at the same time. It was obvious they were looking for him. How could he not be perturbed? Relax. I am here to ask for your help. I got news that you've got a very powerful soul attack secret skill from the ancient battlefield. This secret skill is very crucial for the Sanctuary Alliance in the battle against the 3 Emperor world. I hope you can give us a copy of the secret skill. Jian Wushuang smiled. Soul attack secret skill? Emperor God Xian turned pale. It was obvious that he was unwilling. This was normal. He had been through all that trouble to get the soul attack secret skill, and it became one of his most powerful techniques. How would he be willing to submit the secret skill? Jian Wushuang took note of his expressions and was not surprised. He continued, the Sanctuary Alliance must have this secret skill. I know that it's not easy to get this secret skill. You can give your conditions. Zhu Xian, Sword Emperor, made himself clear. I'm sure you know what he means. The Red Dragon King said as he looked at Emperor God Zhu Xian. If it were the Red Dragon King, he would not waste time speaking to Emperor God Zhu Xian. Since the Sanctuary Alliance needed this, he would just force him to submit a copy of the secret skill. Unless Emperor God Zhu Xian would rather die, he would have no choice but to submit a copy. Emperor God Zhu Xian took a deep breath. He could deduce that the Sanctuary Alliance would not give up until they had the secret skill. He had no chance against such a powerful organization. Jian Wushuang had already allowed Emperor God Zhu Xian to give his conditions. This was the biggest act of kindness the Alliance could give. If he still refused to comply, he knew that he would die. Sword Emperor, I am willing to comply. I do have one condition that I hope that you can approve. Emperor God Zhu Xian said. Name it. Jian Wushuang smiled. I want to have the right to enter Heaven Repairing Palace. Emperor God Zhu Xian said seriously. Heaven Repairing Palace? Jian Wushuang was stunned. He was confused. The Red Dragon King stared at Emperor God Zhu Xian and yelled, How dare you make such a demand? You dare bargain for the right to enter the Heaven Repairing Palace? At the same time, an overbearing aura exploded from the Red Dragon King. Emperor God Zhu Xian felt the aura and trembled. He was sweating profusely. He gritted his teeth and tried his best to resist the aura.